Hello, welcome to the Farmyard Garden. My name is Claire, and in fact welcome to my little back garden, an area of the Farmyard Garden that I don't often show. If you're a regular viewer here, you'll know that I like using a manual lawnmower, and in fact you may well have found my channel because I did do a review video way back in August 2023 of the 3 manual mowers that I had access to. But since we've extended the vegetable garden, I have to say I am finding it harder to keep on top of the mowing and do it as regular as I was previously. So when ANTHBOT reached out to me and asked if I'd like to review their Genie Smart AI robotic lawnmower, I thought to myself, why not? It could help me have more time out on the vegetable garden if I'm spending less time mowing the lawn. So now I'm just waiting for them to arrive. Oh, that's amazing. Really good service. Thanks, ANTHBOT. So what do we have here? This looks like it is a garage for the mower. This is the wall mount RTK kit, and this is the mower. So I think I'll start with opening this box. There's a quick guide installation. Bigger instructions. And I don't know what that is yet. The first impression is it's a mighty piece of kit. Wow! It's heavy as well. And this must be its dock. First thing I'm going to do then is have a little look at the instructions, and I'll come back to you when I'm ready to install it. Next job is to secure the base unit into the ground. Now I'm only temporarily setting it up on this small lawn just so I can see how it goes. But the idea is that eventually we will be taking it out onto the main lawns. Because as you can see from this drone footage, we have quite extensive lawns here. So I'm really hoping that we can give the ANTHBOT Genie a serious test. First problem I have kind of encountered is in where I've had to site it, because it needs 3 meters radius each side and in front of it, not blocking it back to the base unit. And really for me that means putting it here on the corner of this garden because the cable wouldn't reach anywhere else. Ideally, in my head I was thinking that I'd be placing it literally just underneath the gateway here, but obviously I can't do that because I don't have the 3 meters that side of it. Got a green light here on the RTK mount, which means we have a good GPS signal. So now I think I need to bring Genie to the mount. I don't actually know which side he charges from. Oh, there. There's his charging ports there.
Starting to charge.
Now the next job is to download the app, log in and find the device. And there we have the mower. The next thing I need to do, now it's all set up and it's charged, is to create the maps.
Please start remote control of the robot to begin creating that boundary.
And now I've got to go anti-clockwise around the garden to map its boundary. There is also an auto feature, but I decided to use manual mapping. I'm not sure if you're allowed to crash into the station. You have to stay within 6 meters of him. Try not to crash. I realise I'm making this look much more difficult than it actually was. I was really just concentrating on trying to get the best and closest edge to the fence and the borders that I could. So now it knows the mapping has finished at a very dubious angle.
Map boundary creation successful.
Bob into the settings where you can select your cutting height from 30 to 70 mil. I like quite a short lawn, so I'm going to set it at 30. And I believe you're supposed to ask it to mow twice in case it misses any bits the first time. I'll save that. Let's hit the start button and see what happens.
Starting rubble cutting.
Genie AI Smart Lawn Robot uses GPS positioning and 4-camera recognition technology to map the lawn and automatically mow within the mapped area. There is no boundary wire with this mower. You can easily switch between automatic mapping and remote control mapping. With 300-degree human-like vision and 360-degree collision sensing, it easily avoids obstacles.
You can see he doesn't actually get that close to the edge, does he? So there might be more strimming to do. Definitely see where he's been though. And he cuts a straighter line than I do. Now he's seen that as an obstacle to go around and not actually mow over.
One thing to note is just how quiet this machine is. You could be sitting relaxing in the garden and you would really not be disturbed by this pootling along doing its job in the background.
I don't know how well that picks up on camera, but to me it's a very pleasing set of stripy lines on the lawn. Yes, very narrow stripes, but it looks amazing. There you go, he's just told me the lawn's completed. It says 155 square metres. It took him 56 minutes and he has only used 29% of the battery. He will definitely be able to do the bigger lawn as well, I would think.
And you can see here that we've also constructed and fitted the garage.
Starting to charge.
Now I've had the ANTHBOT Genie Smart AI robot lawnmower for a week or so now, and we've been really pleased with how it's performed on our small garden lawn. But we haven't yet really tested the capabilities of this mower, and I promised you that we would. And where better to test it than on our main gardens, where we can do multi-zone mowing, because there's 4 lawns out here that we can link together, longer areas of grass and lots of obstacles. And we even have this newly planted orchard for it to mow around.
Duncan would normally mow around this area with the Countax ride-on mower. It takes him around an hour to complete.
And as you can see by all the clover and weeds that are on the lawn, we're really testing its cutting capabilities as well. We already have the mower set up here behind us, so I'll spare you from seeing us get it set up all over again. Now Duncan wants to have a go this time, so I'm going to get him to do the maps for me. Now we don't mow down the sides of the greenhouses anyway, we trim down there, so for now I'm only going to ask him to go around the front. I don't want him to get stuck trying to turn around behind there. Now that the first lawn has been mapped, it says it's 680 square metres. Duncan's now driving the mower to the next lawn for it to create its second zone. And you do have to make sure that you physically drive the lawnmower over the path that you want it to navigate over to get to the other lawn.
You then go into the app where you can mark each individual map that you've drawn and joined together into individual zones, completely customisable in terms of the mowing schedule, the cutting height and even the direction of the stripes that you want put into the lawn. It's a really nifty piece of kit.
Map boundary creation successful.
That's all of the lawns now mapped, 845 square metres. Now all I need to do is press start.
Starting rubble cutting.
There he goes.
This model is the Genie 1000. It can mow for approximately 2 hours on a single charge and can handle a mowing area of 2,000 square metres, which is roughly half an acre. The cutting width of this mower is 20 centimetres and it also boasts fast charging, which means it takes roughly a further 2 hours to charge again before it can resume work.
Because we've got a lot of clover in the lawn, I know it probably looks like he hasn't done a very good neat cut, but all of these bits are cut. And obviously they will die back, and if it's cut regularly enough, then you're not going to get these flower heads, are you? I realise I haven't actually shown you underneath the mower to show you what his cutting deck looks like. It's quite a simple setup. It's just this little round disc that spins around with 5 tiny blades on it, which allow it to cut really precisely.
this point, Genie had been mowing for nearly 4 hours. I decided to leave him to keep going through the night and I would see what was what in the morning.
Mower carried on into the night and in fact finished the mowing at 4:08 in the morning according to the mowing log. And I have to say I'm really impressed with how he's cut this lawn and how he's gotten around the trees, because the ride-on mower that we normally use cannot get this close to the trees. So over on this lawn, if anything, he's giving me less strimming to do because he's also driven a lot closer underneath the hedge than we can with the ride-on as well. So he gets right up around this tree stump. Now, a really cool feature with Genie is edge mowing. So if you have grass that borders a pathway, a nice flat surface, you can extend the boundary over the pathway so that Genie will actually mow right up to the edge instead of turning around and going back. Genie has been on these bigger lawns for about a week and has cut the lawns around 4 times now, and the last time I even asked it to cut diagonal stripes, and I have to say I'm really pleased with how this looks. It's visually quite pleasing. They might be narrow cuts because it's only a narrow cutting head, but those stripes are still nice to see. Usually takes me and Duncan between 3 and 4 hours a week to get all of our lawns mown. But with Genie, even though Genie takes longer itself to cut the lawns, that's time that we're not spent here. You know, this is a working farm. We are busy here anyway. I am also aware that there is some negativity surrounding the price points of these mowers. The Genie 1000 model that we were sent does retail at £1,199. That's before applying my discount code for £100 to it. And the Genie 600 and the Genie 3000 models will be having further discounts as they go on promotion for Prime Day, which is between the 8th and the 11th of July. But to put that into perspective, the ride-on lawnmower that we have did cost over £5,000, admittedly some years ago, and a petrol hand mower that would cover lawns of this area would still be in excess of £500 or £600 as well. And obviously you'd still have to physically mow the lawn, and doing this by hand with a normal size mower would take a considerable amount of time. And I'd like to thank ANTHBOT for reaching out and sending me the mower. So when you put those costs into perspective, then actually it becomes a bit of a no-brainer for us, because it's just a game changer in terms of how much time it saves for us. And if you'd like to get your hands on an ANTHBOT Genie, then please check out the links in the description box below. But do wait for those Prime Day sales and don't forget to use my discount code. And in fact, I think I'm going to be one of the first to use that discount code to buy myself a second unit. There's no way of getting from the first lawn, due to how secure the garden is for the dog, onto these main lawns here. So I just want to buy a second unit myself. The price is so good with the discounts, why not? That's it for this week though. Normal gardening vlog will resume on Sunday at 8 AM. I'll see you there. Look after yourselves. Bye.